Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Box Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of August 19th, 2015. Just finished celebrating my 36th birthday on Sunday the 16th. Got some Amazon gift cards and some Hearthstone money and some t-shirts and some cool stuff, and had friends and family over for just a little casual get-together. So it was really, really nice. Yeah, I'm really kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I'm kind of my attention is preoccupied because Hearthstone's releasing their new content soon, but they haven't given an official release date yet on it. So I'm antsy to start getting some packs and opening them for the Grand Tournament expansion that's coming out. But that's not what this is about. This is about comics and my comic pull list for the week. So let's get right into it. First up is Book of Death number 2. I have not yet read Book of Death number 1, so I don't have much to say right now, except that I've been enjoying the Valiant stuff. Hopefully this kind of line, crossover book thing or whatever it is interesting enough to, even though I'm a little bit behind in reading it, but we'll see. Only time will tell. Next up is Dr. Fate number 3. Again, I am behind on my reading due to it being summer and me not having an easy way to read comics. Every day at work, normally when I'm at the school working, I take a walk and a stack of comics with me, and I take a walk around the neighborhood and read on my break. I haven't had that. I've been home with my 2 kids, watching them, and my fiance is out at work. And so they're just a time suck. So I have not been able to read up on a lot of stuff. But Dr. Fate is on the list of stuff to get to, hopefully soon. Next up is Harley Quinn and Power Girl number 3. Again, a title I am not caught up on. Although the guy in this resembles, I think it's Zardoz or something. Some Sean Connery sci-fi movie that apparently is a cult classic. It's a horrible movie, but it's a cult classic, so I'm actually tempted to track it down and watch it, just based on what Ryan Higgins told me about it, even though he hasn't seen it, and just the fact that that's the same character virtually. Next up, we have Ivar Time Walker number 8. I'm a little bit behind on this one. It's okay. It's not the best Valiant book out there, but it's interesting enough that I'm still reading it, even though I'm behind. But yeah, so hopefully I'll get caught up soon, and I'll be able to give you some more info on it. Next up, we have Justice League number 43, The Dark Side War Part 3. I actually went ahead and read this at work today while we were getting all the new books ready, and it is awesome. Johns is doing just a great job on the Justice League book, and with Faye Book's artwork, it is amazing to look at. If you have not yet gotten into the Dark Side War, I highly recommend trying to track down a couple of the earlier issues of this, even though I know a lot of them are sold out. But really good stuff. I'm glad I read ahead and read that one. Next up, we have Manifest Destiny number 16. Just an overall great Image title. I'm, I think, 1 issue behind on this one. It comes out on a fairly irregular schedule, but whenever it comes out, I'm really anxious to read it. It is just a really good book, based, kind of the Lewis and Clark, going across America and stuff. But it's thrown into this thing of there's fantasy creatures and vegetation zombies and just really off the wall kind of mythological fantasy stuff, and it's just a really awesome read. So I always look forward to it, and even though I'm behind, I don't care, because I get a couple issues of Manifest Destiny to enjoy in one sitting. Next up, we have Martian Manhunter number 3. I've actually read issue 1 and 2, enjoyed it, so I'm really looking forward to issue 3. A bunch of crazy stuff goes on. There's a character in here that's really weird, and I'm really curious to see how he pans out. But yeah, overall, really solid read, and I highly recommend Martian Manhunter to you. Next up, we have Raw, or Ray, however you want to pronounce it, number 9. This one's okay. I mean, I enjoy it for the most part. It's good. I read it whenever it comes out and I get a chance. So yeah, fair title. Next up, we have Robin, Son of Batman, number 3. Again, this is another one on the I have to get caught up list, but I'm looking forward to it. I've heard nothing but good things about it, especially since Gleason is the one writing it, and he was the one that was working with Tomasi on Batman and Robin prior to this, and that was an amazing book. So, yeah. Next up is Secret Six, number 5. Behind on this title too. Summertime really sucks for me for reading. I have this short box in front of me, just almost filled of stuff I need to actually get caught up on. But looking forward to it. It's Gail Simone. So, and then next up we have Teen Titans Go, number 11. Just a fun little kid book that I pick up. Really enjoy the show, so pick up the book. It's not as good as the show, but it still has its moments. So yeah, fun stuff. So that's it for my pull list. Again, those are the titles that I bring home, that I put in my collection, and so on and so forth. We do have some more Bombshell variants this week, so you might want to get down to your local shop and check those out. We have Justice League 43. It's a pretty cool Bombshell variant cover. Awesome stuff. Secret Six has the best one, which is Harley Quinn. Oh yeah. So Harley Quinn is the Bombshell on this one. I still need to save up enough money and try and buy the Bombshell Harley Quinn statue that I did not get when it came out. So crossing my fingers that I can get that done. Then we have Superman Wonder Woman number 20 had a Bombshell variant where teamwork wins. And then the last one is Wonder Woman number 43 has Cheetah on the cover as the Bombshell. I know this Cheetah Bombshell is coming out as a statue in next year, I believe. I'm not a big fan of it, but if you like Cheetah and you like the Bombshells, I highly recommend checking out that Bombshell statue and seeing if it's for you. So that's it for everything I took home. Now it's up to the read list. These are the titles, again, that I bring home to read to stay caught up and current on as much as I can. First up, we have Age of Ultron versus Marvel Zombies, number 3. Enjoyed the first 2, so I'm looking forward to seeing where number 3 goes. It's one of the good Secret Wars titles. Next up is Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, number 4. Probably one of the better books out of Secret Wars that I've really been enjoying. So I'm looking forward to checking out issue 4. Next up we have the Mark Waid Fiona Staples Archie number 2. Issue 1 was great. I can't wait to see what happens in issue 2. It's kind of nice, kind of, I don't know, reboot or just restarting of Archie for a modern age. So I'm looking forward to issue 2 of that. Next up we have Armor Wars number 4. It's okay. It's not the best one out there, but it's fair enough that it keeps me entertained enough, so I want to keep checking it out. Next up we have Green Lantern Lost Army number 3. Apparently the last Lantern standing is Stewart. Who knows? Interesting enough what's going on. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. It hasn't kind of touched on that. I know that they're in a different place and all this stuff, so I'm curious to see where this continues. Next up is issue 3 of Guardians of Nowhere. The first 2 were okay. Okay. It's had some good stuff, some bad stuff, so we'll see if it continues on that. Hopefully it stays on the good side, not the bad side. Then we have another Secret Wars tie-in book in number 1. A little late to the party here, but we have House of M number 1. I really enjoyed the House of M, the event, so I'm curious to check out this title. Let's see how that one goes. Then a title that everybody should be reading because it's awesome. It's written by Jason Aaron, and it is Star Wars number 8. The Star Wars books have just been very solid, very just overall a good read, and I highly recommend picking it up for those of you who are Star Wars fans or even Jason Aaron fans, or if you just want to read something good. Next up we have Star Wars Kanan the Last Padawan number 5. I've been enjoying this book for the most part. It's cool to see a different somebody else besides the main Star Wars cast that we've seen before. Superman Wonder Woman had the Bombshell. Number 20 is out. I don't think Suicide Squad is in this one. I think that's all done. So I'm still going to read it, check it out, see if that's the case. I got a number 1 from Boom Studios I wanted to check out. It's called Welcome Back, number 1 of 4. I know nothing about this title, so I'm curious to see if it's something that will end up being on the pull or on the read list for issue 2. Then finally on the read list is Wonder Woman number 43. The Finch family has been amazing at giving us some Wonder Woman stories, so I'm curious to see what happens with Wonder Woman in this. I know today the Wonder Woman Omnibus, the George Perez Omnibus, came out, so if you are a Wonder Woman fan, I highly recommend going down to your local shop and checking that out. But yeah, that's another one of my recommendations. A couple titles that we didn't have enough copies of that I'm going to hopefully be checking out beginning of next week. 1872 number 2 from Marvel, Captain Britain in the Defenders number 2, Weird World number 3. Yes, I know Weird World number 1 the art didn't really do it for me. Issue 2 is a little bit better art, I thought. And so I'm curious to see where issue 3 goes. It's written by Jason Aaron, so the story's at least there. Then next we have Extinct Agenda number 3. The X-Men titles for Super Wars have not been the best, but I'll check that one out. Empty Zone number 3. I did not get a chance to read number 2. Maybe I'll get a chance. If not, oh well. And Wolf number 2. 1 was interesting enough, so I'm going to check out issue 2. And then the last one is Birthright number 10. I actually am waiting for the next trade to come out because I kind of fell behind in Birthright reading it. I know Trip, I know you're watching, Trip said that I could read his copies that he gets from us at the shop, so hopefully I can kind of pick up the trade, read it, and then kind of quickly read through his and be caught up with Birthright. But I love Birthright. It's a really, really solid Image title. The reason why it's not necessarily on my pull list is there's only a limited amount of stuff I can actually buy and kind of just keep myself limited to certain things. And Birthright was one of those ones that kind of, at the time, didn't make it to the pull list. And by the time I was like, oh yeah, I really like this, it was like, there was like 3 or 4 issues out, and we had sold out of some of them, and I didn't want to go track them down. And I don't mind getting trades of that or nice hardcovers if they put those out. So yeah. There was a book that came out Ryan Higgins really liked. It's called Mox, M-O-X, and Nox, N-O-X, by Joan Cornella. There's no text in it. It's just art, kind of cartoon panel stuff. Really interesting, disturbing stuff. It might be his book club pick at some point. We'll see, but who knows. So, yeah, so that's it for this week. Again, yes, I'm hoping to get an opening statue up for Bleez, because that's just an awesome statue, and I need to start getting a little bit more content here on the YouTube channel. So hopefully this, I can start doing that and getting on a schedule soon, or at least getting some new stuff up for you guys. Again, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel, comment in the comments down below. I like to see the comments of what you guys are getting. I know I don't reply a lot, like very quickly, but please forgive me. I have 2 kids, I have 2 jobs, I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off half the time. So you can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast, which we record every Monday night, and that goes up, every Tuesday night, and that goes up every Tuesday night. We talked about Fantastic Four, the movie, in a little bit more depth this week. Didn't get any questions answered from listeners, but hopefully next week we'll get some more of those up for you guys. You can support the Comics Conspiracy podcast and myself through Patreon, www.patreon.com/comicconspiracy. Yeah, for as little as $1, there's an interesting little Bryce Briefly episode 1 up for Patreon backers. If you have not yet checked that out and you're a backer, you should go check that out. If you're not a backer, you should for $1, and then you can listen to Bryce briefly talk for 30 minutes about stuff. So hopefully we'll have a couple more of those up, but we'll see. So yeah, that's it for this week. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next week.